Hiya Rick, great to meet up with you today. Just to recap on the work that we did on your session, obviously a little bit high ball flight initially, pretty good setup position, high ball flight, hooking to the left on occasion with a tendency to hit the ground behind the golf ball. What we could do is move the ball back in the stance a little bit, that wouldn't do us any harm, but having said that, the big concern is the move you make through impact or an understanding of impact. With yourself there tends to be a tendency to throw away the angles on the way through, so that at impact on that shot in particular, you struck that okay, it did pop up in the air, but you can see there that the shaft is pretty vertical as it comes into impact, so the club head and the hands have caught up with one another, and consequently if you don't stand up through impact, you're going to hit the ground behind the ball. If you do time it just right, you're going to pop it up in the air as you have too much loft on the club face. If we take a little look at the position that some of the better players in the world are getting in, there you can see all good ball strikers have one thing in common: they present the club in that position at impact. So what they've actually done is they've got a club that is leaning towards the target. You can see that the grip end of the club is in front of the club head, and that's basically because the position of the shaft and the right forearm, as you can see here, the angle created between the shaft and the right forearm is maintained much better through the hitting area than what you would see with average players, partly because they understand that you don't try and scoop a golf ball up, you try and hit it forward, so they're applying the force better into the back of the ball. The way we're going to get a feel for that is to block the top of the club and your right forearm using your left fist and just make some swings, and you can see there as you come through, you now don't have the ability to flick the club through impact, and you can see, even though it's quite an exaggerated position, as you come into the hitting area, the shaft leans towards your target more, the angle formed between the right forearm and the shaft is maintained much better, and also you can see there as you come through, the legs are working much better. You can see the right knee working in towards the left knee tends to stay flexed a little bit longer, as opposed to what we see here with your actual swing. Anybody who throws the club head at the golf ball, the right knee tends to stay away from the left and the left leg tends to straighten just a little bit too early in an attempt to prevent the club digging into the ground behind the ball. Not a million miles away. What I did see in the end of your lesson was a much improved strike and a vastly improved ball flight. Good luck with it, and I'll speak to you again in a couple of weeks' time. Well done.